Hola mis amigos, EnteR ChazmaN here. This time I'm bringing you guys a video game pickups video for the month of February. And February was a pretty awesome month for me in terms of adding to my collection. There's definitely a handful of titles in here that I would like to do videos on in the future. So let's go ahead and get it started. To kick things off, I picked up a copy of Looney Tunes Back in Action for the PlayStation 2. It's a platformer that was developed by Gaemz and published by EA. I picked it up from a local thrift store for about $3, and right now it's retailing at about $9. This isn't really the type of game that I'm going to push forward in terms of covering, but if it's a game you guys think you might want covered, feel free to comment down below. Next, I picked up a copy of Super Mario Bros. Deluxe for the Game Boy Color. It is of course a platformer that was developed and published by Nintendo. I got this off a friend for about $5 and it's retailing for around $17. Now this game, being some sort of remake or port of the original Mario Bros. Game for the NES to the Game Boy Color, means I'm most likely not going to attempt to make time to play this game, but if down the line this is a game you guys think you might want a video done on, please let me know. I picked up a copy of Beyblade Let It Rip for the PlayStation 1. It's a sort of combat game that was developed and published by Crave. I picked it up from a local thrift store for about $3, and right now it's only retailing for around $6. Now I do remember the Beyblade anime show when it first came out a long time ago, and needless to say I wasn't really a huge fan of it, and also after looking at some reviews of this game, it's definitely not very highly rated. So for me this isn't necessarily a game that's on my backlog, but if it's a game you guys think you might want covered, comment down below. What I added next was Armorine's Project Swarm for the PlayStation 1. It's a first-person shooter that was developed and published by Acclaim. I picked it up at a local thrift store for about $3, and right now it's retailing for around $9. Now this is most definitely a game you guys can expect a video or review done on in the future. For me, I don't really recall any first-person shooters on the PlayStation 1, so I am pretty intrigued by this game and look forward to trying it out sometime. I picked up a copy of Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. It's a fighting game that was developed by Bandai Namco and published by Nintendo. A buddy of mine found a pretty good deal for it at a store, and picked it up for me for about $5, and it's retailing at about $13. This is another title that I don't have anything planned for, but if it's something you guys think you might want to see, let me know. Next up, I picked up a copy of Mario Kart 7 for the 3DS. It's a racing game that was developed and published by Nintendo. Like the last game, this is a game that was picked up by a buddy of mine from a store for $5, and it's retailing for around $12. And this is another one I don't have any plans for, but if it's something you guys would want covered, let me know. I got a copy of Super Mario Maker for the 3DS. It's a platformer that was developed and published by Nintendo. Same deal with this one, I got it off a buddy of mine from a store for about $5, and it's retailing for around $12. What may be shocking is I've actually never played a Super Mario Maker game, but I do think at some point down the line you can expect a video done on this game. Next, I picked up a copy of Pokemon Sun for the 3DS. It's an RPG that was developed by Game Freak and published by Nintendo. I bought it from a local pawn shop for $1, and it's retailing right now at about $17. I have been itching as of late to go back and play random Pokemon games, so maybe sometime down the line you guys can expect a video or possibly a series or run-through of me going through some of the games. I added a copy of DMC Devil May Cry for the Xbox 360. It's a hack and slash that was developed by Ninja Theory and published by Capcom. I picked it up from a local pawn shop for $1, and it's only retailing for around $5. I remember when this game came out, it was getting nothing but memed on by everybody, most notably DMC fans. And I have been wanting to go back and play some of the old Devil May Cry games, so I do think maybe down the line you can expect a series or maybe a handful of videos. Got a copy of Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 Full Burst. It's a fighting game that was developed by CyberConnect 2 and published by Namco. I picked it up from a pawn shop for about $1 and it's retailing at about $15 right now. I now have a couple of these Naruto Ultimate Ninja games for the 360, so maybe sometime down the line I may do a video covering a handful of them all at once. But to be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of the anime, so I'm in no hurry to get to this game, but if it's something you might want, comment down below. I added a copy of Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen for the Xbox 360. It's a hack and slash that was developed and published by Capcom. I picked it up from a local pawn shop for about $1 and it's retailing for around $8. Never in my life have I actually played a Dragon's Dogma game, so I do believe at some point down the line, you guys can expect a video review done on this game. I picked up a copy of Lost Odyssey for the Xbox 360. It's an RPG that was developed by Mistwalker and published by Microsoft. I picked it up at a local pawn shop for $1 and it's retailing for about $22 right now. Now I am a sucker for RPGs and this is a game I've kind of always wanted to play, so you guys can definitely expect a video done on it. Another game I added was BlazBlue Calamity Trigger for the Xbox 360. It's a fighting game that was developed by Arc Systems Works and published by Axis Games. I picked it up at a local pawn shop for $1 and it's retailing for about $6. I don't have a huge fondness for fighting games, but if this is a game you guys think you might want covered, feel free to let me know. Next I added a copy of Star Ocean: The Last Hope. This game on the Xbox 360 is an RPG that was developed by Tri-Ace and published by Square Enix. I got it at a local pawn shop for $1 and it's retailing for about $7. Once again, I'm a sucker for RPGs, so this is a game you guys can definitely expect me to cover later on. I added to the collection a copy of Resonance of Fate for the Xbox 360. It's an RPG that was developed by Tri-Ace and published by Sega. I picked this up from a local pawn shop for $1 and it's retailing for around $11. Enter ChazmaN plus RPG equals you can expect a video done on this one. I added a copy of Soul Calibur 5, the Collector's Edition for the Xbox 360 to my collection. It's a fighting game that was developed by Project Soul and published by Bandai Namco. I picked it up at a local pawn shop for $5 and is retailing for around $20. Once again, fighting games aren't necessarily my bag, but if it's something you guys think you might want to see, comment down below. Next I added a copy of Final Fantasy XIII-2, the Collector's Edition for the Xbox 360. It's an RPG that was developed and published by Square Enix. I picked this up from a local pawn shop for about $5 and it's retailing at around $20. I'll be honest, I did give the original Final Fantasy XIII a go way back in the day, but I didn't give it much time and get kind of bored, but I think maybe these games deserve one more try, so maybe later on you can expect that. Next in the collection I added Xenoblade Chronicles the Definitive Edition for the Nintendo Switch. It's an RPG that was developed by Monolith Soft and published by Nintendo. A buddy of mine picked this game up for me from a store for about $10 and it's retailing right now at about $34. I've never played a Xenoblade game, but I definitely have this game on my radar and definitely plan to take a look at it. I added a copy of Octopath Traveler for the Nintendo Switch. It's an RPG that was developed and published by Square Enix. A buddy of mine also picked this game up for me from a store for about $10 and is retailing right now at about $33. Now out of every game that I've shown in this video so far, this is probably the one game that I definitely want to review as soon as I can. So I'd say maybe look for this review sometime right after my new Pokemon Snap review whenever that game comes out at the end of April. This last pickup for the video is actually a pretty great one, but I was able to acquire a copy of Pokemon Platinum for the Nintendo DS. It's an RPG that was developed by Game Freak and published by Nintendo. Now this was a loose copy that I found at a pawn shop, and in awesome fashion I only paid $1 for it, and loose copies are retailing right now at about $90 to $100. Okay, well those were my pickups for the month of February. In my opinion, I feel like that was a really great month for me in terms of pickups, and these ones right here were definitely my favorites. Anyways, what did you guys think of my pickups? Did you like, love them, or hate them? Did you think they were highly underrated or highly overrated? And what finds have you guys made lately? I'd love to hear back from you. As always, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I love you, please be safe, and I can't wait for you to join me on the next EnteR ChazmaN. I'll see you guys again. Hey now, I see you made it through the video and liked or even possibly loved it. Well, if you want to see any more additional content or you'd like to get into contact with me, consider checking out some of my social medias right here. And if you'd like to go above and beyond and want to support my channel monetarily, here is also a couple places where you can do so. And if nothing else, simply liking, sharing, and subscribing would make me the happiest ChazmaN on the planet.